Howdy. My other tripod just broke. I think I have skin, lung, or brain cancer because I've been sick for about 5 weeks or something. And I got a big mole, it's getting all red, so probably got that. And I don't have a show booked for the next year. Let's talk about video games. So I've been getting into video games, which has been fun, and it's been very good to go down the nostalgic path of gratitude and fortitude. I didn't plan any of this, but I also did plan a great majority of it. So the first game we're going to talk about is a great PlayStation game called Tetris Plus. Tetris Plus is a great game. In full disclosure, I've never, ever, I'm going to say ever for about 5 more minutes or in perpetuity, ever liked Tetris. But Tetris Plus is a really good puzzle game that has a lot of different elements. For instance, there's this cute little guy and he's wearing a helmet. He's probably a nice little bottom. He probably likes eating salami, yo. And this guy crawls up to the top of the stage. So it's Tetris, but it has complex elements of, you have to be decent at Tetris, but you also have to be decent at only this game that exists. So I kind of like the fact that you have to be only good at this game, and it's really frustrating. 9 out of 10. I don't rate things, but it's very good. It's on the good to great scale. It's a game worth. Please buy it. It's really cheap right now because PlayStation games are about $900 a pop. So this is like cheaper than a Quiznos sandwich. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Great game. Great game. Holds up like it's like you got Bill Clinton and the Tamagotchi in your living room, and rent's like $90 a year, and you got Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the emulator there. It's a great game. Holds up. The load times are really interesting. It's like fight one guy, loading, loading. You hit start, loading. You do one fireball, loading. Back in the 90s, you were like, wow, these load times are so quick. It only takes 8 minutes. I could watch 7 episodes of home movies, and it's loading, and then loading, and it loading. So now you're like, this is insane how long this takes to load, because it's graphically not as good as a Game Boy Color from 1999, but it's an incredible game. It's probably as good as Tetris Plus, if not the same. This game is awesome. For fans of Soul Calibur, Soul Blade. It's the first one in the series. It is really janky, really clunky, really funky, and actually really monkey. And I didn't even say that because it rhymed. I said it because it made no sense, and it was partially funny, especially to this tree right next to me. Soul Blade's a really good fighter. Holds up really well. Highly recommend getting it, but you can't really get copies because they're more than $20 and they don't work sometimes. The next game in the list. I don't need to sing every video. The next game is the remake of Centipede. Now, remakes are in video games. It's about 95 degrees and I feel like I'm going to explode at any minute, so I need to take a breath. I should have brought water or Gatorade or piss or vomit or something to drink. Vomit probably would have been actually more hydrating than not drinking any water. Now, remakes in movies are often dumb, cash grabs, and they usually result in a multiple fucking over of the customer and the consumer, who is willing to pay whatever they want for a product that contributes to the cultural identity of whatever country they live in. However, remakes of games are usually better, and this is the case with Centipede. The old Centipede is awful. It looks like Reagan president made it, and it looks antiquated as a motherfucker. But this game is really fun. There's levels, you can hop around. I highly recommend getting this. It's really cheap to get in stores. It's a great remake. Okay, next game is Pilot Wings Resort. This is an underrated game. It's based on the Pilot Wings universe. Yeah, the Pilot Wings universe. If anyone's into games and wants to come at me for the Pilot Wings universe, it's not even in here because I'm playing it. Huh? Huh? I did that for the video. Pilot Wings Resort is a fun game you fly around on, and you travel to different things, and you do different trials and a lot of different activities. It's a really fun game. It's really for 5-year-olds, but I'm 36, so suck my dick. Shovel Knight. This is a beloved game that everyone has talked about a lot. Shovel Knight is a fantastic, probably the best game I've played in about 10 years. Is an 8-bit homage to the 8-bit era of gaming. It does not feel outmoded in any capacity. It is a really fun game. I don't have any more things to say about it except you should probably get it, and if you can't get it, then you can't play it. Croc. This reminds me, oh my god, this reminds me like I'm never going to have a girlfriend, I'm never going to have a boyfriend, but all I got is Choco Tacos, Dr. Pepper Diet, and Croc, the cheap game by Ubisoft. I'm not going to shout out companies because they all are awful. They all do horrible things, probably like sexual slavery, and they don't let their ducks unionize when they come to work. And trust me, a lot of these companies have ducks working for them. Croc is an amazing platformer game akin to Spyro, akin to Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Crash Band, whatever. People know it's 3D. It's a great game. It's a great game. It's greatest hits. Greatest hits. Which is a scam because they made the booklets black and white, so they give you a lesser product for about the same amount of money they were making. Very, very underrated fighting game called World Heroes. This has all of them. $15, not bad. Yep. Yeah, the disc barely. No, the disc did work. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just Game Exchange. Don't sue me. World Heroes Anthology is a great fighting game. The first two are a little janky, a little stiff, but it's still a fun playthrough. These games are incredibly fun. They have really, really annoying sound effects. The music is extremely grating. The gameplay is probably better than most fighting games. Now, we're on Wipeout Fusion. Now, I want somebody in the gaming world to tell me about this bullshit, which is the rating system. You got the World Heroes Anthology, Croc. This is for everyone. Mild animated violence. That makes sense, right? This is teen, for teens. Whatever, 13 to 19. You're either not able to point out a skateboard in a police lineup, or you're able to go to college for your second year in a row. That's what this encompasses, and it's alcohol reference. It's alcohol reference, and animated violence, and violence. That makes sense. Oh, this next game, Wipeout Fusion, amazing racing game filled with great electronica music that got me into music and influenced kind of the way I approach music. What's that? It's for everyone, but it's violence. Okay. How about we make a rated R movie and it's got popcorn and a lot of scenes with snacks in it? Why is that restricted? Yeah, the movie's rated G. What's it have? Oh, it has insane bloody knuckle attacks in it. 9 rape scenes and a scene where a guy's dick explodes because a turkey ate it. Okay, maybe we change the ratings. Why would we have no ratings and people figure out if they want to support it or not? Anyway, this game's really good. It's a good racing game. It's usually cheap. It has really good mechanics. I don't like any other racing games literally ever in the history of video games, but this game's really good. Lastly, we're going to talk about Bombastic, which is a Capcom puzzle game? Huh? Capcom puzzle game? Yes, a Capcom puzzle game, which is rated everyone and has nothing. It's blocked off, so I don't even know what it has. Bombastic is a great puzzle game with dice. Capcom really did a good job with this. You roll around on dice. Look it up. I'm not going to explain any more of that. Anyway, I'm glad I talked about video games. Hope you enjoy the video. Bye-bye.